Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and this is Saytang The Watcher, the brand new legendary hero coming to Grand Cathay in patch 4.2. As you can tell, this lad is large, in charge, he's got a pair of wings but he can't fly, and he's got a rather powerful construct bow, making him a range monster-heavy legendary hero. This character will be available to every single Cathayan faction that is currently in-game and also the ones that come into the future. And yeah, we got to talk about him. You see, he's very strong. His stats are incredible. He's a very good range character, able to pick off entire squads from quite a distance if you can plan him out quite well. He's got some pretty good abilities, also including a very strong bow shot and a giant leap. The leap isn't as strong as Creative Assembly made it out to seem. It doesn't actually jump into different locations of the map. It's actually more a slam attack, which is quite cool, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But this video is focused around how to unlock him, so let's do just that. Let's talk about how to unlock Saytang The Watcher. So, Creative Assembly told me that this character is available for you at level 12 with any of your characters. However, I do want to put an important note here that this chain quest only started for me when I reached level 13 with you on bow. But yeah, the first quest is kill 1500 enemies in battle. It's over your faction wide, so if you're playing as you on bow, for example, and you've got multiple forces, yeah, you'll be able to do this without too much of a problem. Now, there is a little bit of lore, so let's talk about it. From an unknown vantage point, a legendary colossal gazes over the Eastern Empire, paying close attention to the dragon's trials and tribulations. It is said that whenever war is waged righteously in the Celestials' eyes, the one known as the Heavenly Bowman leaps across the very mountains to aid those who display adeptness in marksmanship on the field of battle. Thus, those who fight skillfully for the greater good of Grand Cathay need not wait long to meet the greatest of her towering sentinels. Again, 1500, it's not that difficult to actually get to, so you'll get there in 2 or 3 turns after this quest pops up. Maybe even in 1 turn if you're fighting like Skaven or something, or even just like the vampire counts. Which is a perfect example here, as I got the next quest in the same turn. This one will require you to maintain a total of 6 units of the following type: Jet Lions, Jade Lions, Terracotta Sentinels, or the Green Guardian. This is for 1 turn, and you can have it in multiple armies, but yeah, it's not that difficult to get, especially as you on bow. The lore is as follows. Grand Cathay's ancient constructs are a source of its great strength. The life forces imbued within previously inanimate sculptures, now brought to life, play a crucial role in the dragon's army's martial prowess. Every last molecule in such entities is magically connected, both inside and out. The bond between all lions and sentinel of stone, jade, and jet, inexorable and far-reaching. With more of such combatants in your forces, the most powerful of their kin shall also be roused. And yeah, it's that simple. Just do these 2 quests and you'll get the new legendary hero. The turn after you've been able to maintain all the units, a dilemma will appear, with the following lore. The ground rumbles, for Saytang the Watcher approaches, extending his wind bow in your direction. He takes his place by the side of your battle ranks in noble defense of Grand Cathay. Alongside you and the other sentinels under your command, the dragon's lands will be kept safe beneath his unmoving watchful eye, around the lofty heights from which he casts his gaze. The winds blow strong to bring powerful blessings, yet who shall receive them is up to you. From there you'll be able to pick a bonus for 7 turns. The first one is Heavily Constructs, which increases weapon strength plus 10% for Jade Lions, Jet Lions, and Terracotta Sentinels for all armies. The second is Legendary Marksman, and this one will give you base missile damage increased by 10% for Cathayan bow units in all armies. It's probably the better one, especially if you're playing as Miao Yin, Zhao Ming, and so on, as you won't have a lot of constructs at the very beginning, barring just the 6 that you already have. So yeah, you'll be able to get a lot of strength there, get the character up and running. He'll spawn directly next to your Legendary Lord as per usual. As usual, the Legendary characters already start with their unique items too, which make them quite strong. Believe me, they are quite strong. And the character himself has a number of skills which will focus around getting access to Giant Leap. You won't have access to that from the very beginning. There's also some pretty good general skills. So one of them is going to focus around extra diplomacy with Grand Cathay, and also making certain units a lot more useful for the army that's attached to, like, for example, Terracotta Sentinels, Jet Lions, and Jet Lions being much cheaper, increasing the hit points. This is a Colossus unit, so it's going to be there to do a lot of damage. One thing it does really well is the second skill line, though, which focuses really heavily on buffing up other troops. So you've got your archers, your new lion, and so on. A lot of those units are going to be so much more worth it. If you're going for a really range-heavy or monster-heavy army, this is definitely the character for you, or both. You can mix and match as you please. That's generally a good way about going things, but it's definitely going with a new system on how legendary heroes are being implemented in Warhammer 3, where you won't want this with your legendary lord, you'll want this with a generic character, because it will then boost up the capabilities of that generic character's army as if it were a legendary lord. Again, something really, really important to discuss there, because you can do a lot of damage. You can basically have a generic magistrate or whatever with some of the best range that you can possibly have. Overall, very good character, very weak at the beginning, easy to kind of kill off from what I've been able to see, but as he starts getting stronger and stronger, definitely much more useful. And yes, for those curious, he does have a unique trait, which has the following benefits. Campaign line of sight plus 30%, enemy hero action success chance minus 10% for enemy characters in region, armor plus 8 for Terracotta Sentinel units in Hero's Army, missile strength plus 5% for Hero's Army. Keep in mind that the display here does say that only the Sentinels are getting buffs here. It's a known issue that happens with these visuals for some reason, so I wouldn't worry too much. I do imagine that, well, I did see that my guys were doing more damage, so I'm imagining so. Now, as a character, he does do a fair amount of damage in range. It is important to note, obviously, here that I'm showcasing a Nurgle who have very, very high resistance. But yeah, there was pretty good damage overall. You've got very good range, so you're going to be hitting like a bolt thrower. Overall, I'd say he's really good at taking out some big stuff too. He does quite a lot of damage when he hits the Great Unclean One. I'm pretty happy with him. The buff capabilities are obviously his biggest strong suit. I wouldn't put him out alone to fight in combat. It's something that he does kind of struggle in, but just shooting constantly is a pretty good thing. In melee, I would say that he does not pair up to something very big and strong, like, say, a Great Unclean One, and it's one of those things that you will get stronger as time goes on. The animations are obviously what does the damage here, and he can be slapped off the animation. Speaking of which, one of his main attacks is a physical slap itself, which I think is freaking hilarious. The jump is great, the leap. It's better when you've got all the enemies surrounding you, however, so if the entities are breaking away, you're not really going to be able to do that much, but it's a very, very cool animation, which does a lot of damage. I love it. It even knocks down the Great Unclean One, which is really, really cool. Overall, I think this is a really interesting character, and he's definitely going to make the Cathayan armies a lot stronger, so if you're dealing with, well, I was playing a lot with Zhao Ming, it definitely does help to kind of unite Cathay a little bit faster and not deal with everything attacking you at once, because Cathay can quickly descend into war if you're playing in harder difficulties like I do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Saytang The Watcher in the comments below, and yeah, I'll see you all again very soon. There's another video on the way. There's going to be loads of videos, loads and loads of videos, so yeah, I'll see you guys soon.